video showing thing. Oh god, this is the volume too loud. This is the volume too loud. So, what is this? Look at that right here. It goes away. What is it? What is it? What is it? I can't even see it from this angle. What is that in the world? It looks like it's just like a plank of wood hovering. Anyway, I am going to show another thing that I built. So last time I did a video showing the Magic School, the school where people go to learn magic with the mages in it, and that's over here. And then next I started working on the little shops that are next to the Magic School. So there's 3 different shops and apartments above each of them, and I'm going to go over all of them. It's like a outdoor, kind of like a public space. It got a little parky thing here and stuff too. But one thing, I don't know why the game is doing this. Look at this. It looks like there's no panes of glass in the window on the outside. But then once you go on the inside, the glass is back. So, see, it looks like the doors are just completely see-through. Because see how the windows have a little bit of like transparent like color or something where it looks like window panes? And then here, you can see the door has glass, but then here it doesn't. I don't know. So they might look a little bit weird from the outside due to the fact that for some reason the outer side of the door looks like there's no glass, but also I wish you could put something here. Like it looks like I get this part being a yard, but this looks like a prime place to have a tiny little lot. I mean, it's just blank space. It makes it feel weird that everything is so far apart when there could definitely be something here. Also here! I mean, why is this just trees? You could put a lot here and then have trees in between. I don't know. Anyway, I wish I could modify the map. Why can't you place lots wherever you want like in The Sims 2? So this is the building overall. It's got 3 little portions to it for each shop. And all of them have different roofs. Even though the apartments upstairs do not match up to... Like, it's not like the person that works in this shop lives here. I mean, I think they do, but they also live here. Like, the apartments stretch weird. I don't know. You'll see it when I go on the top floor. So it's not, like, totally neat in that way, because I'm bad at planning spaces, but, you know, it's whatever. This is a little public area with some lights and stuff where you can come and sit or eat the food that you just got from one of the shops. There's a trash can and everything the public could desire. This is how you get into the entrance to the apartments for all the shop owners and stuff. And then this is shop number 1, which is a magic supply shop. Shop number 2, which is kind of like a hipstery bistro cafe sort of thing. Like it looks like a place where you would get steak and like full dinners or whatever, but they don't serve like pasta and it looks like a pasta and steak sort of place, but really what they serve is like coffee and like sandwiches, and it's like a light eating sort of place. They specialize kind of in bread, bakery, like you get a sandwich on really interesting bread, or you can get a muffin or a donut or whatever. So like they look like not a bakery. They look like a serious restaurant you'd sit down and eat food at, but really they're like, we have smoothies, coffee, we have donuts, we have biscuits, we have all this type of stuff. It's kind of just light dishes, salads, sandwiches, stuff. Sometimes a soup, maybe, if it's a really like a tiny little cup of like the smallest cup of tomato soup ever, just to dine on while you have your coffee. And then this, oh, lovely camera. And this is a bookstore slash cafe, kind of. Maybe you can get like 3 or 4 different dishes. They don't have a lot. Mostly coffee, maybe a few bagels or muffins or things like that. They have this bread sign outside, so maybe they sell some bread, but it's mostly a bookstore, kind of like a bookstore cafe type place where mostly you go to buy books, but you can also sit down and have coffee and read books. And then over here you have, well, you have these sitting areas too on this kind of porch sort of section. And then back here you also have a sitting area with, oh my gosh, the trees, with a little bench and some vending machines. And this part is blocked off to kind of show that like this is for staff only. The people who work here just kind of jump over this every day and open the gate. And then this is their like staff only entrance to the restaurant. Not restaurant, to the bookstore. Whatever. Whatever, you know what I mean. So that's the whole outside for now. It's pretty, because I want to make it blend in with the surroundings, I couldn't do a lot of landscaping because I was trying to just make it look normal. Like, I want it to blend in with this. So, see, I tried to use some of the same trees. Like, this tree is here. And then, like, this tree is the same as this tree. Like, I don't know. I tried to keep it consistent with the trees that you can already see around here. To keep them kind of sparse because so much of this is just blank space with only a few trees everywhere. Like, if you look at this is what I want the entire ground of every lot that I build on to look like. I just want it full of just like flowers, this, that, lots of shrubs, all this stuff, but then that would make it stand out and not look like part of the town. So, in an effort to try and make it look more cohesive, I only put a few trees outside. So that's the whole outside. And first, I think I'll do I guess just in order. So the magic shop first. You can tell that this kind of used to be a different thing. Like, maybe it was a restaurant and then the magic shop owner people bought it and made it into totally something else. So it has all this nice, like, tile and stuff outside and this look or whatever, but then they just kind of let it overgrow. And they put this divider here and they have a bunch of mushrooms growing everywhere. And it looks really unkempt and there's, like, these vines and stuff reaching out. They have like bars on the window because the stuff inside is valuable. And then this is the magic shop, which, by the way, is an evil amount of placing random items. There's so much clutter in here. So here's the magic supply shop. They basically just sell like magic stuff, anything. It's a magic supply shop, so students from the Magic School can walk over here and get, if they need extra stuff for their classes or something like that. First thing when you walk in is the, like, ingredients section. So, like, random herbs or vegetables, spices, things that you might need for making potions, just miscellaneous ingredients. You can see they have a lot on the wall because this is kind of an eccentric person that owns it. You can also buy these fishes. I put them up. They're kind of like decoration, but like if you need them for like a potion you're making or something, you can buy them. And this is the same thing. And this is also some supplies, a skull, some rocks in a bottle, some more potions. And this is kind of like miscellaneous. There's books and specimens and honeycombs and bottles. And this is the cabinet that's all like minerals, jewels, whatever, what the hell are they called? Crystals, yeah. Like different stone, rocky sort of types of materials. And then this over here is like surplus ingredients, like extra things that could have gone over here but they don't fit, so little jars of stuff. And then this is the library section. You see there's these floating things. This is to symbolize there's magic going on around here. Maybe the whole place has an enchantment or something around it. You can't really do like particle effects in this. I wish that would be cool. Is there custom content that does that? Like, could you download custom content and what it does is, like, make fog or, like, glitter in the air or something? Like, I think that would be cool. I'm sure that has to exist, but I don't have any of it. But, so this is to imagine. Imagine there's these little kind of bursts of purple light just floating throughout the place at all times. These, of course, are stationary because they're objects, but just pretend. Just pretend they're moving around, they're floating. Anyway, more fishes and stuff and miscellaneous decorations. And then this is the book section, so if you need a book on something, this is probably the person who works here uses this to make things. So they'll be, like, making potions and stuff while people are shopping in the store. And there's some herbs back here, some books. What the fuck? What has happened? I had a wand in every single one of these. Where'd they go? Those not stay when you, like, save the game and unsave the game? What? My wands? Where have my wands gone? Why did you steal them from me? This is a cruel, cruel joke played on me by EA and the universe. See if I care. I will rectify this at once! Let us go, let us see. Show me the items. Show me the objects. I will not be trifled with in this way. Yes, this is what I would like to see. You must provide me with my wands once again. You criminals. I cannot believe I must go through this. I am finding them again. I will undo what has been done. Okay, now the wands are back. Anyway, back to like what I was doing. Why did that happen? That's so weird. And then this is like these crystal ball things. They've got a few of them. You can buy one. More books, more books, more books. The book section, things like that. Herbs and stuff hanging. And then this is some wands. There are other wands up front, which you just saw because I had to place them back. These are the more special ones, so they're kept closer to where the shopkeeper stays so they can keep an eye on them so nobody can steal them. Same with this. This is like a more special broomsticky thing, so is this one. So they want to keep it closer to them. Then you have this little dinky air conditioning thing with a plant growing out of it and a tapestry on the wall. Some bookshelves. This is like the shopkeeper's private bookshelf that they reference while they're there. And then you see they have this little they have this little place to themselves, kind of covered with this curtain thing. Or it's supposed to go over a bed, but I decided to use it for this. They have a comfy chair and a tapestry hung on the wall. Some herbs and a lamp and some books to reference things. A bag of coins and a little calculator thing to add up money stuff. This is a scale to weigh ingredients and another scale to weigh ingredients. And these I decided are... this other thing went away as well. There was something here and it's gone now. This. I had one of these right here. What is with this building? Certainly is a magic shop. Seems like things are just magically disappearing. So they're weighing a package. This I decided it's just custom content. It's not actually anything. But I decided this is what the packages for this shop look like. So when people order things from them and they package them, they're in this. So this is them weighing packages, and here's another package that they're going to give off to whoever ordered it soon, and some miscellaneous ingredients and things. Then that takes you over to here, which is kind of like a general wall. They have lots of book stands. Bookstand, 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 but some of them are just on the floor because they're like, and this is just magical crystals growing out of the side of the counter just because it's a magic shop. Who's going to question it? Who cares? More herbs over here, and then this is where you can get a bunch of different types of brooms, and more potion surplus, and some, like, instruments in one of the packages. Then this is where you can get wands. A lineup of wands, which I just had to place. These two shelves are the same color. They're the same. It's just that the lighting makes them different colors. But this is like random ingredients on top, and then another bookshelf and some plants to decorate the door. And then this is the front table that you see when you come in, and they're advertising a few magic-y books, and they have some candles. And then this side is some books and also fresh ingredients. So like an animal leg, bones, mushrooms, frogs, apples, things like that, butterflies in a jar. And then this is where they have their potions laid out, or some of the primary potions that the person sells. They have laid out here for people to buy them. And under the table, if you can see, it's kind of hard to get an angle on it, they have containers. Here are some extra potions, but they also have these baskets and these stone, and these stone containers and stuff. You can't even see them, but I put them under there anyway as an extra detail. See, I guess that's for like, you know, if you need a container to store ingredients, you can also buy containers at the store, but there's not much place for them, so they just shove them under the table. That's the little magic supply shop. People from the Magic School can come over here and get just about anything that they want in this crazy cluttered little shop full of a bunch of different things. I think I like it better at nighttime. Yeah, look, at night it looks very warm. Just a warm candlelit shop full of an overwhelming amount of clutter and various items that you can use. This is that little bistro kind of sandwich shop place, and they have these tables outside with a rose on them and someone's having coffee. Then you go in. This is pretty plain because it's supposed to be like this. The aesthetic is you have to have a lot of clutter. And this is like they're going for a very like chic hipster brick wall type of thing, which I do not know about that aesthetic, so this place might look crazy. I'm not good at doing things that look that way because that's just not my style, but I thought there should be something of kind of a more modern style here. So this is a little place where you come in and you can pay and take a menu, and they have just a few tables with chairs with red roses on all of them because that's like their whole aesthetic or something that they're going for. And the lights in the window make it look kind of like, oh, okay, you have lights hung up. Wow, classy. There are black and white photos and lights on this wall. I don't know. I was just trying to think of, like, what's something that people would hang up that's supposed to look like, I don't know, like hipstery or chic or whatever. And then this is where they have their whole selection of breads. Like I said, they're known for their breads. This was not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be at a table. There you go. And there's breads, and this is a smoothie machine. And they have a little menu up here and a plant in the corner just to make it not look plain. And then here's their tiny kitchen. 2 little ovens and stuff. I'd say about 3 people work here. There's 2 people cooking stuff and 1 person that does the orders and things like that. That's it. It's a pretty plain place. It's very basic. It's supposed to be like the one kind of normal, modern-y looking place among all the other places that are sort of over-decorated. There that is. Just this little place. And then over here is the bookstore / coffee shop sort of thing, which is of course very fancy looking. At the opening part they have some books on display and a magazine rack and newspapers and stuff like that, you know, things you could buy at a bookstore. Of course lots of plants everywhere. Then over to the side you have the tables. You can see someone's having coffee and reading books here, and then these people, someone's having ice cream and another person is having like a bread roll and some sausages or something. And there's lights in the window and a little hanging plant, and it's like, oh, so fancy. And here is like the little kind of kitchen area sort of place. They make coffee, they make tea, they prepare the few little things that you can actually order off of the menu. They have some of their, it's like the type of place where they have their own like homemade coffee blend or whatever that you can buy. So they have some of that on display here that patrons of the shop can purchase. This is the cash register with a little fancy tree thing in front of it, and 2 more books that are on display and a place where you can put tips. And this other side is just bookshelves with antiques on the top, because they have kind of like an antique-y looking vibe going on. So they take, you know, like, oh, an old typewriter, an old clock, you know. And then over here is like a little reading corner that's slightly more comfortable. So you can read in these chairs at a table, but you can also have your coffee here and read these books. They have to be, I wanted to put chairs like on both sides, so it's kind of like a circle of chairs, but then I was thinking if people need to get to the bookshelf to purchase said books, then they're gonna have to be like, excuse me, can you get up? I can't reach the bookshelf. So there's also seating here at this kind of, you can sit, have your coffee like here by the kitchen, I guess. This is that place. The coffee shop / bookstore. Of course, these 2 things can't be the same color and they have to be fighting against each other for pixels the whole time. Also, I didn't mention this, but see, these people have like succulents and cactuses and stuff outside. And more like modern, hipstery looking, like, oh, I have flowers, but they're in a tire, oh, sort of stuff. And then this is more like classic, fancy, little marble things of roses and things growing up the side of the wall or whatever. It's the whole downstairs part. There's the magic supply shop, the sandwich shop, bistro, coffee shop, bakery type place, and this bookstore / coffee shop. Also, I wish these flowers would light properly. Why are these so dark? I can put this light here, and they're still dark. Flowers on top does make it look kind of weird. I could take them away and it might look better. Because like here, they're not dark, they're bright white. But here, it's like, if they would just match everything, I think it's a good idea to have the flowers up there. I also use the flowers to hide the fact that every single one of these bookshelves is a different color, because that's how the lighting in this game works. Now on to the apartments! So if you want to get to the apartments where the shopkeepers live, you go up here in this little, it's a very plain stairway because it's like nobody really maintains the building. I wasn't really going to put a lot of stuff in here because people aren't like hanging out in the stairway. There's this little pipes back here, and then in this thing there's the sprinkler and the a water heater thing. And you go up the stairs into this creepy, very dull hallway with nothing going on in it. They have this, which I guess is like how, imagine someone owns this property and different shopkeepers rent it out. So this is maybe how the people who own the property communicate with the shopkeepers, or things in the neighborhood are posted here. Anything that the tenants living here would need to know. And then there's just a little sitting area just to make it maybe not so plain. And then the apartments. So you see these people have a plant and a bicycle outside of their door. Everybody has, this thing is supposed to be like a label saying what apartment it is, like apartment A5 or something. And then this is a mailbox where their mail would be put. And then here, this person has just some groceries, some herbs and stuff outside, and this person has nothing, not even a doormat. First of all, I'm going to go to this apartment. This is the person who owns the magic shop. As you can see, it's a very cluttered space. Now, the colors are a bit weird. I was kind of experimenting. It's supposed to be, things that are supposed to be throughout are black, white, red, purpley. See, like, kind of like here. You have the blue, which there's blue here, there's blue here, there's blue here, and then you have the purpley, there's the purpley here, the purpley here, the purpley here, purpley here. You have the green, which is kind of everywhere. There's green on this, there's green on this table's green, and this like cream color, there's cream here, there's this color. And this like white creamish color, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, and then the black and the kind of gold. There's an effort at cohesion, but because this is such a person with very eclectic, I pick up furniture from everywhere type of taste, everything is not gonna, I mean, look around your room. How is your room color coordinated? Does everything in your entire house match? Maybe if you're like upper middle class, maybe it does. Maybe you like bought your whole furniture set from IKEA, but like for most people who just pick up furniture wherever from like the thrift store or something, or their friend gives it to them or something like that, and not every single thing in your house is gonna match. So actually someone who's probably like traveled the world and they've got all these different items from all these different places or whatever, like this is a door where you walk in, there's a shelf with plants hanging over it and a little decorative thing, and then there's another decorative fabric hanging, they like decorative fabrics. There's a decorative fabric hanging from the roof and a skull and some herbs. Then this is like the tiny little kitchen area. They have some pots and some more plant stuff up and a shelf, various cooking things and a little stove, and this is like a vent or something, I don't know what that really is. Then they have their refrigerator with honey and a pig and a little plant on top of it, and this shelf, which I was going to put stuff in, but I forgot and I'm not doing it now, so just imagine some spices in there. This shelf with like potions and random little things that they can use in cooking and stuff, and their stove, which is shoved into the wall so that it fits. This little dining area sort of place where they have two. I wanted to make a really cluttered, really cramped apartment where, like, to get to their closet, they have to jump over their bed and then go to this side of the bed. They have to go like boop, boop, because they can't reach it from here. I was kind of going for like, these are really, really tiny apartments. And so most people, if they have a tiny apartment, they would say, okay, well, I can't put much furniture in my apartment because it's small. But this person is like, I don't care how small it is. I'm going to put all my furniture in there anyway. And it's just going to have to be like really cluttered with barely any space to walk. You have this table, which is kind of like a table that they use to put stuff on from the kitchen or extra stuff. And then this table with a little thing to sit on. And here's a table and chairs, which they can use to write at or eat at with flowers in the middle. And this is their little bed corner section. So they have this shelf. So they have their closet, which is a cool closet with the mirrors and the gold detailing and stuff. And they have a shelf above their closet where they have miscellaneous just things they've put, a taxidermied owl, random vases, an old camera, you know, they just picked up stuff from everywhere. They have a few postcards right here as well. And a hanging plant and a bunch of fabrics and flowers and curtains and things just decorating the walls because they don't like bare walls, obviously. They have their bed with a little canopy cover sort of thing on it and like additional pillows. They have like 2 extra blankets and extra pillows, but it's like a nest. Then they have their like writing sets and books and stuff underneath there and a book they're reading, and they have their bookshelf with stuff on top of it, and this place where people can have coffee with some flowers on it and a decorative pillow. And a broom kind of tucked in the corner, and this is kind of like the living room section. They have a mirror on their bathroom door on the other side of it. And plates hung up, and this is where the fireplace is, this tiny little fireplace thing, and also where their TV is, so you can kind of sit in this chair and watch the TV and sit by the fireplace and stuff. This is the activity room, even though it's like right here, it's barely any space. A shelf of kind of random keepsakes and junk and stuff, and another tapestry hung on the walls, and lots of plants, and some miscellaneous potion supplies or something in the bottles. Here they have a little piano thing with a painting on the top of it, and they have a book there and some flowers. So kitchen, dining room, bedroom, living room, and an activity room all in one, all in a tiny space. And then this is their bathroom, which matches better than the other place does. It's this teal walls with teal and brown and more teal and brown and more teal and brown. Full-length mirrors so they can watch themselves go to the toilet. I didn't think about it being right there. Where else am I supposed to put it? I mean, it's a small space. So all of these, for every single apartment, there's not room for a sink in the bathrooms. So usually they just use the kitchen sink for their bathroom sink. So none of them have bathroom sinks. They just have kitchen sinks. I'm sure I could like shove a little sink in here. So you know what they should have? They should have corner sinks. Those little sinks that are like, they would just take up this tiny corner, or sinks that you can place on top of the toilet. You know how you've seen those things where it's like you wash your hands in the sink and the water you wash your hands with goes into the toilet bowl? Like, that'd be cool.
Alas, they do not, so we move on.
That's the apartment of the person that owns the magic supply shop. The very cluttery, magic-y apartment space. And then this is the person who owns the little bistro. It's kind of like a rundown sort of apartment. People who lived here before didn't take care of it well. Like, okay, so this person has been living here for a long time, and they remodeled their apartment. And this person has been living here for a long time, and they remodeled their apartment. But this is what the apartments look like basic, when you haven't remodeled them, when you've like just first gotten them from the people who own the apartment building. The reason that these apartments look nice is because they've been living here for like 10 years or something, and they've remodeled the inside, and this is like a fresh, this person hasn't remodeled, this is just what it looks like. This is what the base apartment looks like before any remodeling or changes. The people who lived there before didn't take care of it well. They have this plain little kitchen with, you see some potato chips and a soup that they're making and stuff, and they have a mini fridge, not a fridge, which is just custom content. It doesn't actually work as anything. Now, of course, some plain cabinets and a little thing to hold knives and a sink and a little red onion being chopped right next to the stove. On this side, oh, there's a curtain peeking through from the downstairs floor. They have a dishwasher at least, and these two little things that go in the kitchen. What's that say? Coffee. There's a jar of coffee. And then over to the side of that, they have this tiny little round table with two stools at it, and that's kind of like their dining table, I guess. This is like the front section, so you come in, you wipe your feet, you put your bag down, you hang up your coat or whatever, you put the mail down right here. It's just like an entryway sort of place. And also the TV sitting on some storage or whatever, and you can watch TV from the little couch sort of thing with storage behind it. Also imagine that this couch would be a fold-out couch. So if they needed to have guests, it could expand out to here or something. Maybe that's why the back is so it's actually two things. It's like this table put with this, but treating it as if it's one piece of furniture. So it's like this couch with this weird back section or something that's really big. They have these little gnomes and this chicken and stuff, and they have all these lights and these stars hung up to make it look nice. Silly, casual, underpaid artist's apartment. Like, just have fun little bright poppy things everywhere, and they're not really putting a ton of effort into decoration, and it's not really a very nice place, but they're doing whatever they can, you know. And here is where the bedroom is, which again, I kind of, similar to the place next door, I kind of tried to keep a little bit of a theme with it, but again, this is kind of just someone who get stuff from wherever, or they don't have a lot of money, so it's like not gonna all match. So I tried to keep like a purple theme, like they like purple, so there's purple in different places, kind of like a purple, orangey, brown stuff going on, some dark brown stuff, some orangey looking stuff, some purple looking stuff. Their little purple bed and a little lantern with their phone and some clothes shoved under their bed, and they also have, this kind of serves as like their closet. They do have this closet that's built into the wall, but they don't trust it. Lights hung up and posters and a little air conditioning thing for in the summer. I think they moved in kind of recently, so they haven't had time to make up the apartment. That's why they're still damaged, because the people who lived here before kind of messed up the place, and so they haven't really had time to repair the walls or paint them or anything, and because they'd probably make them purple if they could. And also they haven't even fully had time to like unpack. That's why like there's not much on here, because they haven't had time to sit anything, to put decorations down or anything. They just have a random storage with a notebook and some plants and posters, or kind of posters, I don't know, whatever they are, art things, and a guitar, and then here's their figurines. I don't know, I guess they collect figurines or something. I just thought that would be an interesting thing to put up. because I usually don't use those in any type of builds. Here they have their tiny little computer desk with some scissors and stuff and computer parts under there because I guess they need to repair it or something. Maybe it's like half broken. Some posters and sketches on the wall, and this is their art station area. They have all their painting stuff and also a little crate with books in it and a stereo thing on it. So that's their bedroom. Again, it's not very matchy. It's kind of like casual and cluttered looking, and everything's a little bit mismatched and stuff, but that's because, you know, they're just moving in, they're just getting their footing. They just bought the little bistro downstairs or whatever and are trying to run it as best they can, and maybe eventually they'll do like a remodel or something, but this is their little place for now. Last apartment is this apartment, which is two siblings who own the bookshop cafe sort of thing. Probably have more space than anyone else, even though it is two people living there, so it kind of makes it seem like less space. You know, their place is actually very coordinated. Everything matches, even if it's kind of put in weird places because they don't have much space. It's very matchy, it's been remodeled, it all looks like very cohesive. The bedrooms are color coordinated and stuff. They're like the type of people who are really, obviously, if you couldn't tell from how crazy decorated their shop is, they're the type of people who are really into aesthetics. They have their little kitchen with a tea maker and stuff like that, and a few cleaning supplies, and they also have their toothbrushes out here because, again, everybody brushes their teeth and uses their kitchen sink as their bathroom sink because nobody has room for a bathroom sink. They have their little kitchen, and then here is this kind of entryway area where they have like a cabinet to keep random household stuff in. They have a little seat thing to sit on and boots, and one of their backpacks is up on this table, and there's this mirror with a few sticky notes like, oh, remember to grab the keys before you leave or whatever, and letters and a thing of loose change in case they need it. And this is where their pet's bowl is because they have a cat. Collectively, maybe one of the siblings owns the cat and the other one just kind of lives with it, but I think they probably both own the cat. They co-own the cat. Have these candles and fruit, a little fruit thing, and this is kind of like their couch, I guess. This is the best thing I could find for the area. I mean, it was kind of hard to find stuff that goes with all of this. They have a little painting and some herbs hung up, and this is a table, so, you know, if you were gonna have coffee at the sofa thing, you would just sit your stuff there. It looks like a stool, but it's a table. They have a little corner. This is where their TV is, and of course it's covered up by a nice little tapestry thing, and they have plants and a little tree. Dining table / desk area, like they could use it to work on things or they can use it to eat here or whatever. And this is also miscellaneous storage spillover from the table. If you don't have room for something on the table but you still need it next to you, you can put it here. From there, here's the bathroom. They have these towels and another towel hung up and some storage and a toilet and a pink mirror and their little bath center. Their bath center. Shower bathtub thing. And then this is the cat's litter box, and that's very plain, of course. Here you have their two bedrooms, which they share a bedroom, of course, because there's not much room in this apartment building, but they put up this wall kind of thing as sort of a barrier. It's like got slats in it, so like you can still, this person, it's not like all the light from the window is blocked. Light still comes in through here. It just kind of makes a divider. So this person's aesthetic is, I saw these beds and I thought they were kind of cool, because you can tell I used one here too. And so I wanted to make rooms that were kind of based on the colors of the beds. So this one is kind of yellow, red, teal, white. This is the one sibling's room. They collect these little, whatever the hell these things are. Bunduso? I don't know what they are. I don't know what they're for. I just saw them in the items menu and I was like, okay. Little herbs hung up and a bunny and a plant and these wall, whatever, I forget what these are called. These wall decorations and plants, of course, because it's a very plant-heavy place. And they have more plants, some herbs that they're working on, drying out. A little storage thing and whatever these, iPads or something. A lamp and their backpack. You go over here to this side of the room and they have a little poster board sort of thing there. And they have this curtains, matching curtains with the red and the white. So their whole thing is red, white, and yellow, basically. With a little bit of green because, you know, the walls are flower patterned with green, and they have plants all throughout the whole house, so it's not like green is a weird color to be there. They have this little, like, I guess this comes out and can be a desk, and it can be kind of like a vanity or something. It's just a little cabinet with a mirror, a calendar, and yellow, and there's lots of flowers in here, but you can't really see them. There's some nail polishes, some notebooks, more flowers, bookshelf, more flowers, a little cat thing, rainbow shelf with a plant on it. And I imagine if they need, like, to drink water or something, like, instead of having a nightstand, they probably just put stuff on this, or maybe on this. I'm gonna put, like, a tiny little shelf here or something to see if I could make, or, like, put something on the back of the bed, like, you could set a glass right here or something, but I did not. I decided they can just deal with it. And then from their bedrooms, you can go outside and go onto the deck. And they have, this is supposed to be, I don't really have a way to make something like this. This is supposed to be closed in by, like, netting or something. Not netting, you know, whatever it is. It's supposed to be closed in with, like, screens. It's supposed to be, like, a screened-in porch or something, like, to make a barrier, because they let their cat out here. Kind of like how when people make a catio or whatever, they have to, like, screen in, like, close off a portion of their porch that the cat can be on without it being dangerous. So these are random, like, curtain pieces, custom content stuff, and they're not really the color that I wanted, or they don't look, I mean, they look like they're just hovering out of nowhere. They really should be different looking, but this is the best I could do, and it symbolizes the fact it's supposed to just show that the porch is kind of screened in. So this is like a barrier. So their cat has a little cat tree, so the cat can come out and hang out on this little section of the porch and crawl around in here and stuff and not be at risk of falling off of the porch because it's screened in. They have this flower thing growing up around here and a little bench and some cat toys and this table to sit drinks on or whatever they want when they're outside. And some flowers and miscellaneous things that they're growing. Just like a desk because they don't have a lot of room inside, so they decided that they could, like, you know, set up a little desk, a workstation outside in case they need to do stuff. I could also probably, like, put this here and work here instead too, so. And this is like a gardening supply thing with some plants and flowers and watering cans. So it's like, here's the entryway sort of place, here's the potion shop person's apartment, here's their bathroom, and then over here is the bistro person's apartment with the very basic looking kind of plain layout for the living room, and then their little artisty kind of casual cluttery bedroom place. And then, oh yeah, I never went over their bathroom. Here's their bathroom. It's just plain. There's pipes in the wall because they haven't covered them up, they haven't remodeled. They were like, okay, I guess I'll hang a bunny picture in here because everything looks kind of fucking weird. It doesn't match, it's not supposed to. They didn't remodel anything yet. It's kind of just dinky in whatever weird condition the people before it left it. So that's that place, and then over here is the people who own the coffee shop, bookstore sort of place, and their little weirdly shaped living room area and stuff, and their bathroom. Now see, they would actually have room for a sink if they didn't have a cat. They could put a sink right here, but of course, and I could put the cat box under the sink if, I don't know, you know, they just don't have one. Nobody else has one, why should they? It's not fair for them to have a sink in their bathroom when everybody else has to use their kitchen sinks, so. And both of the little bedrooms, which you just saw, and the little deck area that's screened in badly with a weird colored screen sort of thing. And that's the whole place. That's everything, all the shops, all the apartments, all of the little. So people from the Magic School can come over here if they want. I didn't make the shopkeepers like how I made the students from the school because I just didn't feel like taking the extra time to do that. I could if I needed to, but kind of a weird layout, but that's just because I don't know how to plan spaces very well, despite liking building things. I like decorating and building and putting stuff down and making cool structures, but then, like, practically, I don't know how to use a space well. And it's right across from the park, so that's a good area. I bet you could watch the park. Can you see the park? I didn't look at any of the window views. I always go into houses and look at the window views, because you can see the park from here. I wonder, can you see the school from any of them? I don't think so. Maybe this window. Oh yeah, they could watch the school from here. Barely. Not much. Mostly you see the park from the windows. In here, downstairs. Oh, if you go in here, you could watch people. That's actually probably cool. I'd like to think at least one of the shopkeepers at some point, like, comes in here and sits on the stairs and looks out the window and, like, watches these people, anybody who's eating outside at this little thing. Here you get a good view of the park and everything, the neighborhood and stuff. Here you can't really get a view of much because everything's covered in vines, but I guess this window, what do you see out of this window? Ooh, nature. They really don't have that nice of a view from their deck. I mean, I guess here you can see the mountains and stuff, but like right in front of them, it looks like all you can see is just a bunch of rocks. If you were standing a little bit higher, you could see the river. But like from this perspective, like this is the perspective you'd be if you were like sitting at the desk. You barely even see the water. Okay, anyway, enough of that. I love looking, I don't know why. I guess because when I'm making a house, I want to imagine what it's like to be in that space and get like, okay, if you were sitting at the table, this is what you would see. Like I like to go and sit in different areas and think what it would look like to be from certain places. If you were in the bed, you would see this. To test things, like could you see the TV from the bed? Maybe if you laid on the end part of the bed, but you really couldn't. And then if you were in the chair, this is what you would see. No, I like thinking about all the dimensions of a space and what it would look like to actually be in it, so I think for some reason I'm kind of like obsessed with like I don't show it on camera, but I always go around and I look through all the windows and see like what could they see from their window if they were here, and it's like I don't think that's really a necessary detail to like take note of, but for some reason I like to take note of it. Anyway, the little shops that the students of the Magic School can walk to. I say shops near the college, but it's not necessarily a college, it's just a general magic school, so I don't know why I named it that, but you know, shout out to past me for naming it that. That's the second place in my magic town that I'm done with. I won't do any more. I'll probably move on to like the city or something, because really none of these are, I'm not doing anything with these places. I have some places in the downtown area, which I think I showed in some video, like the little city portions that I have that I've been working on. I have some that are like almost done, so I might do one of those next because it wouldn't take much to finish them. But yeah, for now, that is all. Goodbye.